What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know it's your boy Morb. Little under the weather today. The voice is a little scratchy. It might break on y'all. Trust me, I'm not going through puberty. I'm just a little sick, thankfully, to my daughter who passed it to me. The joys of childhood and parenting. But yeah, let's get it in because I'm excited about today. It's Tuesday. Y'all already know what that means. Another episode of Comic Relief. Let's get it. What is going on? What's up, man?
Brother?
How you doing, man? Thanks for jumping on. I know, fortunately, the homies wasn't able to come on today. I was trying to plan on getting some more of the horsemen's up in here, but the brothers are busy today. So definitely, we're just gonna continue today with the show. I kind of anticipated the show is gonna go the way it's gonna go today, where it's gonna be a lot of like lackluster energy because people, it's a topic that people are sketchy with, when it comes to NFTs. A lot of people are probably gonna avoid watching the show today. You know what I mean? Because they just don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Don't want to have that conversation. And
they don't got
fortunately,
that strength of their convictions. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's what tells me, you know what I mean? If you're given a platform to speak on something that you like, you know what I mean? I would expect you to jump on and stand on your ground and your square, because the whole point of this show is to educate, right? So we do this show, to educate those who don't know, and if you know about NFTs, then jump on here. You're more than welcome to speak on it, talk about it, and educate those who don't know about NFTs. And that gives the opportunity for somebody who, let's say, who didn't know about NFTs, and then now because of the show and the information they got from it, they now want to decide to get into that, or they don't. You know what I mean? And that's why I made it an open discussion so that everybody could jump on. Everybody who has an opinion, whether they like it or not, could come on here. We could have the discussion. Y'all already know this is Comic Relief. Ain't no cancel culture over here. We don't judge people, just because we don't agree with your opinion, or whether we do. It doesn't, that we don't deal with that kind of immaturity on the show. You know what I mean? We cut from a different cloth over here. We Generation X. We don't come from that background. You know what I mean? We speak our minds, and at the end of the day, we crack a beer. You know what I mean? If y'all be like, yo, you and Paul, y'all close and all that. Yeah, but you know how many times me and Paul disagree on things? How many things we don't agree on? You know what I mean? And
you're gonna like Winter Soldier before I'm done.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so like I was saying, there it goes right there. We don't agree. There's many things we don't agree on, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna cancel the brother or he's gonna cancel me, based on that, because it's just that, he's just a great person, great man.
We grew up with recognizing differences and still being cool,
Right. And I think that's something that, from our generation, and for those from this generation that are, conscious enough to see that, we'll pick up on that and know that just because we have differences of opinions does not mean that we hate on each other, and unfortunately that's the world we live in, where somebody does something, you're like, man, fuck that nigga, you know what I mean? Or fuck him, man, I don't give a fuck him. And it shouldn't be that way, you know what I mean? It should really be on some like, yeah, that's your opinion, this is my opinion, and it's cool, you know what I mean? You ain't put your hands on me, you ain't disrespect me, so it don't matter. And once again, my voice will be cracking throughout the show. You know what I mean? And like I said in the intro,
Paul's been in the studio. He's ready to drop an album. Don't let him tell you about that cold stuff.
Man, nah, don't listen to this guy.
You already know he's hot.
Don't listen to this guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, well, we do got some stuff coming. That's true. That's true. I won't lie. I'm lie. We for the 8 people who are hanging out with us, who ain't scared to talk about it or hear about it, that are here today with us. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do got some stuff. Word up. Cheers to you guys. Matter of fact, let's do a quick cheers. Salute. I'm drinking water today because like I said, I'm a little sick.
I'll drink it.
But my voice cracks. Y'all know why. If the energy ain't crazy today, y'all know why. It's not because I'm not into it. I just gotta, chug along, man. And shout out to my daughter for passing me her cold. And but yeah, let's get into the chat real quick, and then we'll go right back to this conversation, because I really want to have this conversation. And I knew, and y'all guys, believe me, man, when I post my stuff and I see people not reacting to it, that's like the telltale sign that people are like, I'm staying away from this conversation. You know what I mean? And that goes to that's a big like red flag for me. You know what I mean? And we'll get deeper into that, but let's get into the chat real quick. Shout out to Unruly Simeon, man. And he said something that I was like, yes, sir. It's subject guaranteed to bring peaceful resolution among the community. You know it, brother. You know it, man.
Peace.
This is like a kumbaya session we having right here on Ruly. You know what I mean? We're gonna unite the community with this NST conversation we're about to have. You know what I mean? Even though like most of them ain't even on here. They're scared to
Yeah, the
have this
NFT
conversation.
fans are not really in
You
the
know what I
house.
mean? Yo, shout out to Steve, my bro, always coming through, man. Appreciate you, brother.
What's up,
Shout out to
Steve?
Big John. Always have an opinion. People can't collect what they want. Of course, that's why we have this show. You know, you have your opinions, and but NFTs are a real head scratcher for me. What's up with everybody? Yeah, definitely. Even for me and
Yeah.
Paul, we still like trying to figure it out. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show today, because I wanted to have somebody who's like a big NFT guy come on, but I couldn't find nobody in time enough to come on the show, or have the availability to come on today to do the show. So that's why I was like, let's just do the show regardless and make it an open forum. Let's keep saying what's up to the people. We got Big Sove in the building. What's good, my brother?
So what's good?
And we got this new guy over here, back-to-back issues. I don't know who this guy is. Yo, guys, man, make sure y'all go sub up. That's Paul's
I
new
appreciate it.
YouTube channel. He's up. He's like, you know, he's doing his thing, man. He got the logo. He got the new name, back-to-back issue. He also has an IG account. So go follow him. Go sub him up on YouTube, because he's working on a lot of stuff. And prior to that, what we were saying about the music, there's a lot of music that's tied into that. I don't want to get into much detail with
You
it, because I
guys
don't want to
definitely don't
spoil
want
it.
to miss that.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, you know what I'm saying? But definitely go sub him up. I'm gonna, after the show, I'll put his information in the description, man. Forgot to do it before the show, because of course, you know, my brain ain't all there. I'm sick today.
It's all
So
good, bro.
let's get it, man. Uncanny Swag, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you always hanging out with us. We got the homeboy Leroy in the building. What's good, player? What's
Leroy.
going on, man? Always hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Of course, we got Azor. What's good, my brother? Representing for the West Coast. Always a real G right there. And we got Hyper. What's good, man? Hyper Combo Comics.
What's up,
What's going
Hyper?
on, man? Salute, man. Appreciate you coming to hang out. You know, let's go down to the chat. I think we all caught up, man. Like I said, I kind of anticipated today to be kind of like, you know, not as crazy as every other show, because this is a touchy subject and people are, you know, they really, oh, we got the homie Coffee and Comics. What's going on, my brother? What's
What's up,
going on,
bro?
man? Got to get this man back on the show. See, he's another perfect representation, man, of how you can have a conversation, have disagreements, man. And yeah, man, I know it's been a minute, man. We got to get you back on, brother. Got to get you back on. And he's another perfect example of that, man, on how, like, you know, you can have a difference of opinion with somebody and you're just like, cool, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, let's just keep
No
going.
doubt.
You know, you're still cool with me, like, you know, but even though we might not agree on everything, but we're still cool peoples. So definitely that's why I appreciate people like that. You know what I mean? That don't take shit to heart, don't fucking get sensitive and start crying just because they don't agree with you. It's like, come on now. If that's the way you are, I feel sorry for you in this world.
You're
You
gonna
know
have a
what I
tough
mean?
life.
You're gonna suffer a lot in reality if that's how you are on the internet. So yeah, so today we're talking about NFTs. I really hope people jump on. Anybody in here, man? I put the link in there already. I'll throw it in there again. Don't be afraid to come on here, speak your mind. Let us know what you're thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's you know, the whole point of this, excuse me, is that oh right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Salute.
Yes.
Exactly. Don't get emotional, bro, when you tap in. Exactly. You know what I mean? Just keep it moving, man. That's all it is. We're having a conversation, man. There's no cancel culture over here on Comic Relief, man. Never that. You know what I mean? We give everybody the platform to speak their mind. Just do it respectfully. That's all. Doesn't matter if you disagree with me. Just disagree with me respectfully, you know? And I really wanted to have that conversation because NFTs is confusing for one, you know, and I really was hoping to have somebody on here, like I said, who's an adamant NFT person to kind of like bring a lot of light to that. You know what I mean? Or what he said. Who's that?
You know,
Soul?
you don't like the way you be taping that bag, bro. Listen, man, my clear bag, I just put the one single stripe in the middle.
Are you talking to me, Soul? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Who you talking to,
I
Soul?
remember something with the tape in the book. I can't remember
I
exactly
don't
what
know who you, because
what the
I use
discrepancy was.
I like to use resealable bags. You know, that's what I use, man. I'm not big with the tape, man. Tape scares the shit out of me. I've ruined way too many books with tape, man. So
Man, I
shit.
wrecked a nice,
Oh,
nice Spidey 50 like 30 years ago with tape.
bro,
Nice
man.
tape
You
go right
know,
on Spidey.
bro, you know, I had to buy my second appearance of Juggernaut again. So that copy y'all see is my second. Yeah, I ruined it. The whole top, took the whole fucking top piece off with a piece of tape, bro, like years ago. You know, and luckily I was able to get it back when it was still cheap. You know what I mean? But painter's tape for me, yo, painter's tape it does work, but it for new comics, painter's tape does work. I'm not gonna lie, it does work for new comics. But when you're talking about Silver Age comics, bro, depending how gritty or how, you know, brittle that cover is, man, I've seen it happen even with blue tape. You know, I've seen it happen, man. But yeah, guys, let's just get into this NFT subject. Anybody who's willing to come in here and talk, let's talk about it. You know, NFTs. It's like it's for me. It's kind of confusing. Like when I try to look at it, especially when you look at like the comic NFTs, because when you look at comic NFTs and you have the blockchains, right? Because you have to have the blockchain to go on it. But when you have multiple blockchains, what is he saying?
He said he's got one piece of tape and a word of prayer before putting a comic back in.
Man, listen, brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know,
it's a risky proposition.
Scared the shit out of me.
If it's like real good stuff, I just take the tape off. You know,
exactly. I take it right off. Or paint. Or when I do, I think, did I have something? I was thinking I had something close by.
I can't use the blue painter's tape. I don't like the colored tape on like the bag with the.
I know. I just saw a book I had right now that had the blue painter's tape in the back. And hold on, is it my X-Men? This one.
Yeah. I get enough blue painter's tape on all my eBay shit. Everybody sends me and they tape it all.
And look what is it on.
You don't want to make that mistake again.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? We do use the blue painter's tape, but every time I do open it, I fold the painter's tape within itself because you know you can always repeal it back. You know, so I don't take no chances with that either. But yeah, the NFTs is crazy, you know, the way it works and everything. Like, you know, to me, it's like, well, Paul, what's your take on it? What's your take on it, just in general? I know you was looking into it and stuff.
I just was trying to get caught up to speed a little bit because I'll be honest, I'm not that knowledgeable about it. I just can't even like understand the whole kind of point of it. But I don't know, man. I just don't understand. It just seems to me, maybe I'm not savvy computer or technology savvy enough to understand how if I just got a digital image of something, it just seemed like we all do it. I just screenshot stuff all the time on my phone or whatever. I know it's not the same, but as an aside, when I was looking into the Marvel NFTs, it brought me to another thing that's coming out. I don't think it's out yet. It's called a digital statue of Spider-Man.
Oh my God. Which
is essentially, it's like a picture of Spider-Man.
Come on, guys.
Like a digital statue. It doesn't even make fucking sense, right? I mean, you can't be a statue and be digital. Like it's two different things. So, I mean, I don't understand the whole thing at all. But what I do see is it fits into the trends with comic book, you know, quote unquote, collectors and collecting now. You know, it's all about the bread. It's just almost like another progression of like slabs. You don't need to read the book or even look at the book anymore because it's encased in plastic. What can we top that with? How about you don't even have the book at all? It's just digital. It's in your mind, you know. So
it's on your phone.
I don't get it. It's not me. I like issues, man. We like the books. You know how it is. So
right. You know what I mean?
But I know if there's a buck to be made, that's why the people get involved with it.
Is that what he said here? All right. Unruly saying you can read a comic for entertainment. You can start a fire to cook your rat. You can wipe your ass with pages from comics. What good is your NFT gonna be?
True, right?
Absolutely nothing. As far as my opinion on it, I'm not knocking anybody. Like I said, I really wish we had somebody here who was a big NFT guy. NFT slabs. Hey, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting. Hey, it's right around the corner, bro. You know what I mean? Digital slabbing. Yo, you could digitally slab your NFT,
shit, right? What are they gonna do
for half the price?
Fucking digitally Skynet takes over. You know.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just never know, bro.
CGC is working on it right now. You already know.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, but
like, we already fleeced these suckers. They send us their books. We put them in plastic. We just assign some random fucking grade. Most of the time, they complain that it's not accurate or not. And and they pay us to do it. We might as well just get their money on these fake digital slabs.
Yo, what up, Ragin?
What's up, JD?
What up, brother? Chill it, bro. Yeah, even like what Azor said, man, it's like it's true. You know what's funny? Because when I talk to people who were purchasing NFTs, they would even say the same thing. They were like, yeah, it's a little confusing even for me. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So you're investing money into something you're not even 100% sure how it works. You know what I mean? And like, that's crazy to me. Like, you know, and like Paul was saying, like for guys like us, you know, I want the real copy. You know, I get it. People can't afford it and they'll buy an NFT, but you can't read an NFT. So what's the fucking, like, I get you want to have a copy of it, but you could go on marvel.com, buy a digital copy, and you could read it. You know what I mean? And you could enjoy the comic book for what it is, you know? But the fact that you're telling me, oh, no, I bought this book because I know I can't own it, and it's just a cover, a digital cover of it. And now, mind you, when it comes to, because I did speak to somebody at work who's a big, he does stock market, he does all this stuff, he knows NFTs. And one of the things, I was still confused when he was talking to me. I'm just like, huh? But one thing that he said that he agreed with me in the sense that the comic book NFTs is where it's like, he was like, nah. He's like, that's where it's like going too far in the sense that you have different blockchains, right? So these NFTs supposed to be exclusive and to a blockchain, and that's what gives them
one blockchain, right?
Right, but you have more than one blockchain. So when you have a comic, right, that they're telling you on one blockchain is only limited to this or that, then you have another blockchain with the same comic virtually, you know what I mean? The same picture of that same, and then you have 10 of those. So then where's the value at? Like, how did it lose it? You know what I mean? What up, John? You already know, man. Listen, John, we're triggering people so much that people are afraid to even come on the show today, man. Nobody want to come on and talk about it. Nobody. You know what I mean? You already know they're triggered, all right. They're like, I'm just gonna stay away.
Ducking for cover.
Yeah, they're ducking. They're like, oh damn, no, all that money I invested in my NFTs and I'm broke. I ain't get no money back. You know what I mean? Because obviously nobody's hearing about NFTs no more. What's, you know, anybody heard it? I mean, what's the big? I haven't heard anything. What's the hype? Thing. You know,
that's what I mean.
Not hearing like, yo, people are just flipping.
They like coincided last year, right? Remember the comic market exploded, slabs exploded, everything was big money. Then it was NFTs. NFTs are big money, and now the things have been settling down a little bit this year.
I mean, I did hear other NFTs in the sense of those like pictures and stuff like that, but when it comes to comic NFTs, that's where it's like, okay, now it's like ridiculous. In my opinion, guys.
Wait till that digital statue shit comes out. It looked like it was coming out in the summer, I guess, for Spider-Man's. This is Spider-Man's, what, 60th anniversary?
Oh, the NFT statue. You heard about that one, John? They're coming out with NFT statues.
Digital statue.
All right, guys. I'm going to give you the opportunity right now. This is, screenshot this, and this is your NFT right here, brother. You know what I mean? One of a kind on Comic Relief. You know what I mean? Take a screenshot, and then you can make that your NFT of my statue of me and my son. You know, but you see how that sounds, right? Like you guys will screenshot that and walk around and show people like, look what I got. You know, but then how to flip it, you got to have demand, right? It's all about demand. So if you have a bunch of blockchains with the same NFT cover, you know, how much of a demand you're going to have, you know, and that's what the guy I spoke to was referencing to. He was like, that's the thing with blockchains, you know. Oh, here we go. We got Fish Scale. What's good, man? Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Can y'all
see me? Yeah, we hear you. We hear you, brother. Do me a solid. Turn your phone sideways. Bing bong. There you go.
There it is.
There we go.
There we
what
go.
Up, Morbius? What
What's
up,
going on, man? What's going on, man?
Brother?
Appreciate you coming on, man. Good to see the face to the name, man.
I'm on here with a bunch of celebrities. Hold up.
Oh, don't even say that, man. Never that. Yeah, you the celebrity, man. You the guys that be watching me. You know.
That's what's up. That's what's
up.
But
talk to me, brother. What's your take on NFTs? Whether you agree now, that's not what we're about. We just want to have take your take on it. What's your take on them?
Okay, so I know enough about NFTs from my perspective, to stay away from. Okay, me and my homie, we go back and forth all the time with regards to NFTs. So I don't know if you broke it down earlier. I'm kind of just tapping in, but for those out there that are not familiar with NFTs, the NFT stands for non-fungible token.
Right. Okay. See, we got, all right, not to cut you off. This is what I was talking about. I wanted to have some, because we're not that familiar with it. So we wanted to have somebody who was familiar with it to kind of break it down for those who don't, you know what I mean? Because there's probably people here who have no idea what it really is. And maybe we could turn them on to it or turn them off to it. Doesn't matter. The point is to have the conversation. So,
Just
my
get the
brother, my bad.
information.
So say
Okay.
it again. What does it stand for again? Say it again, just in case they missed
So
it.
NFT stands for non-fungible token. Okay. And like you were mentioning earlier about the blockchain.
Right.
And the differences between other blockchains, they come with something called a contract. It's a subcontract. I don't want to get too deep into it. So then that way we you know, everybody's asking more questions, but to kind of bring it down to average motherfuckers like us,
Word.
an NFT, all an NFT is an emotional investment. It's sentimental value. So if you had something that you had sentimental value for, but you could put a number on it, you could put a price on it, and everybody else could put a price on it, that's how that NFT grows. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, for example, a lot of data is being put out there, GIFs, photos, footage, things of that nature. And what happens is the person who owns that GIF, they can create a contract and then put that contract on the blockchain for people to invest in. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
So, but the problem is that it's so, how they say, it's so corruptible now. You know what I mean?
It's like unregulated, I guess.
Unregulated, yeah. You can set up these contracts for anything. You know what I'm saying? You could set up a contract that you get 99% of the royalties. You feel me? So then that way, everybody who's investing in it, they only get in a little bit of piece of the pie at the end of the day.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Now, in terms of you know, moving it over into the comic book world, the thing is that for us, most comic book collectors, and you know, I don't know if I fit the description of what you would identify a comic book collector as. I've been tapping in since episode 25, so you know what I mean.
Man,
I want to use the terminology correctly, but for most quote unquote collectors, you know, we like tangible products. We want the physical copy. You feel me? That's what makes money. That's what holds value. Right. You know, not the digital copy that we can get on our tablet. Right. So that's why, I don't know, you were talking about your man's at work. He said he don't know if that would work, because when we trade, sell, buy comic books, we're doing it via from the physical aspect of it. You know what I mean? And our blockchain, for the most part, is eBay. You know, eBay is going to tell us how much something is worth and how many people are going after
based on the hype and the FOMO and all that.
Exactly. So, I mean, I could get real deep into it, but I actually got to make some moves real quick. But I love the topic, man. You've been putting out some real stuff. I wish I would have tapped in last week. That was right up my alley, man. I wanted to hit that off, but keep doing your thing. I respect all you guys. Hopefully we run into something. I'm out here in Jersey. So,
whoa, that's what's up, man. I'm out here.
There's a convention coming up this weekend. I'll probably roll up to it. If I see you, you know, I'm put some respect in your name. That's you too, DJ, man. I mess with you heavy, man, on the live.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you going to King Con?
I'm gonna try to make it out there. Yeah.
Me and Paul will be there.
Down, so we coming
down from Rhode Island. I'll be there. You know what I mean? Definitely come through if you can, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for dropping that knowledge. The Jews for the people. Stay up. I'll catch you on the next one, brother. Be safe out there, man.
Salute.
Peace, brother. Thank you.
Peace. Word up, man. That's what's up, man. So yo, hold on. Shout out to No Good. What's good, my brother?
Justin.
Yeah, man. That was good. Look at Matt. Matt said he got lucky. You know what I'm saying? He got to buy 2 of them for cheap, and then he sold them for selling over 600. You know. But yeah, it is a gamble, you know, it definitely is a gamble, like, you know, especially with something that's not regulated, you know, it definitely is a gamble for sure, you know, but it's like he said, you know, what up, Big Rage? What's good, brother?
Rage.
Yeah, man, it definitely, like he said, you know, it's like the hypeness of it, you know what I mean? Like if people hype enough about something, they'll raise the value on it, raise the price, and then you could get rid of it, you know, like when you bought it the first time, like how Matt did, you know. Pretty sure that book went up because everybody was like, oh, FF1 and Amazing Spider-Man #1, and it's like, but it's like also like he was saying, like, you know, this is not about, you know, actual owning things. This is about making money. right? This is NFTs is the whole soul.
Yeah, it's purely like a money thing. It's
a
not
money thing. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do. Oh, we got another aficionado here. Yo. What's good, Big Scheme?
Scheme. What's good,
I
brother?
sent you the link, Scheme, too, but you got the link in the chat. As a matter of fact, let me drop the link in the chat again for anybody who want to jump on, who ain't scared to talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Speak their minds. But yeah, man, it's that's why how I see it. It's like it's a money thing. You know what I mean? This is not something where you're looking to collect a whole bunch of NFTs and say, you know, oh, I'm gonna collect the whole run of X-Men with NFTs. You know, nah, that's not from my perspective.
I just don't know how you collect something that's
right. That's not to collect
digital, I guess,
right,
because
right.
there's no like, I don't know. It was
But
tough for me to switch over from all my DVDs and Blu-rays to just kind of like, I guess it's essentially like digital, you know,
right.
movies.
An image, right? A movie.
Like no one gets up and puts their
gift.
disc in anymore.
Right. You know, and I think, you know, definitely what Fishgate was saying, man, it is really on par with emotionally purchasing things. You know what I mean? It definitely falls on that. And
well, it's like the frenzy feeds itself, you know.
Right.
A couple dudes, like Matt posted, you know, it's a cup of coffee now is $600. Someone else is hearing that, like, oh really?
Oh really?
Word? Let me look into that.
Let me look into that now.
Oh, I bought one too. That was a cup of coffee. Let me see what mine's selling for. And they get roped in, but they're just chasing the money.
Right, exactly. That's what it is. It's a money game. You know, he was like, you put it on you could put it on a website. You know what I mean? That's for sure. You know, that's where. But
I hope they do. I'll take a picture of it and I'll crop it, and you know, then I'll kind of get my bootleg NFT,
right?
NFTs, basically.
You already know. Hell no, you get rid of those.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, man, it's definitely like something where, you know, to me, it's hard for me to wrap my head around it. You know, when you're looking at that, you're spending money because there's people who spend, you know, $6 on NFTs, but there's people who spend a couple $100 on NFTs. You know what I mean? You're just talking about, you know, the luck of people who hit that luck of the draw like Matt did, but there's people, like he said, that'll go buy that shit for $600. Who's to say that that's where it's going to cap off and then drop back down because the hype is gone, you know, behind it. So it's crazy. Oh, see, comment. Yeah, he said it right here. Coffee and comment. If you build a virtual house, in that house you can be, you know, you can be your man cave. Now I could put on my virtual headset and then come to your virtual home and hang out and then see all your NFTs you hung on your wall. You know, it's basically that. You know what I mean? It's a virtual, you know, virtual house, if you want to call that, right? Crypto works the same way as NFT, pretty much. You know what I mean? Definitely. You know, and that's another whole ball game there because crypto is so, you know, up and down and such a fucking, you know, reach for some people, you know, to gamble on that was what I mean with crypto, you know, because some people, making money, some people not, you know, one day is up, one day is down, you know, same thing with NFTs, you know, but it's just hard for me to wrap my head around it. You know, it's just difficult for me because it just seems like such a I don't know, like it just seems like a hustle. You know what I mean? Like it's just another hustle, you know, to try to get money out of people during a certain hype moment, you know, a certain time where it's like peaking, like we do with comics. You know what I mean? That you get a little notification, oh, this is being, you know, optioned or something. Next thing you know, you got everybody selling that copy on fucking IG. Which is corny, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry,
everybody
guys.
digging out their new Avengers 7s, First Illuminati for $150 or whatever, you know. It was like a $10 book.
You know what I mean? It's like that's corny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of that's just a way of just, you know, taking advantage of the market. Here we go, man. What's going on, brother? Talk about it. Hey, man.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good, man. So tell me your experience. Tell me your take on it.
See, I'll be honest. I don't get NFTs. I don't. It's a computer image of a comic book. You know, I like the old floppies. I mean, trust me. But I'm like, hey, for a cup of coffee, I just bought them the first day that they were, quote, released or whatever, even though they came out in the 60s, my ASM 1 and that Fantastic Four. But I paid like $3, $4 for one. You know, right now together, I didn't sell them yet. You said I sold them. but they're going for over $600. And
my bad. I thought you sold it. Sorry, I read.
No, that's all right. It's
actually, I have a question about that though.
Yeah,
because from what I understand, some Nigel, Desired Comics, he was telling me that there's really no mechanism though to turn that into cash. Like you can't sell it, so to speak.
Yeah, there is going to be
like
a mechanism.
Digital credits or whatever.
Yeah, there is a mechanism to eventually transfer to cash, but it's just not out there yet. But yeah, you get like stars or something goofy. Like you can pay money to get these stars.
Yeah, that's what he was basically saying. Like there's guys that'll actually give you like real cash, like less than the amount they're quote unquote selling for, and take ownership of it. I don't know. It just seems like a weird.
Yeah, just even that throws me off right there. I forgot about that. That Nigel said that. You know that the fact that you can't turn that into actual liquid cash. Like you can't turn that into actual money in the sense, but yet you got to spend money.
Yeah. No, that is as of today. They're definitely rolling something out where you can pull cash value out of it, but it's just not out yet. I like I said, I'm not an expert on this stuff. I took a gamble. I'm like, everyone's talking about this, and like $3-4. I'm like,
ah,
I was gonna say at that price point. I mean, I guess what's
scheme. Like I gotta reach out to PSC&G and see if they take crypto.
Yeah, right.
And Comcast and Cablevision, see if they take crypto.
see if T-Mobile take crypto.
Yeah, pay my cell phone bill. That'd be great.
Yeah, you got to see about that.
A month anyway.
But hey,
I feel like I'm looking at I feel like I'm looking at an Infinity cover right now.
Oh, the background, yeah.
We're like behind him, and it's
we got behind.
That's
like
us,
those,
yeah, that's awesome, man.
I was getting ready to come on. I'm like, wait, there's nothing on this TV back here. So I'm like, I know just what to put on there. But
there you go, bro.
But hey, I'm gonna pop off here real quick. But I just want to say thanks, and I love this channel. You have some of the absolute best discussions right here, on MorbiusComics channel. And guys, I appreciate the hard work you guys do and all the great discussions.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you and everyone else that tunes in every Tuesday to hang out, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this show, man. So I appreciate you guys for allowing me to have this platform and speak the topics that we speak on here, because I feel that we need to talk about it, because nobody really, it wants to talk about them, but we should have these conversations,
And I got to give you super props. When I was a teenager, do you know how cool Kid and Play house party movies were? And I'm like, wait a second, you have him on your channel. So that is some cool shit to me, dude.
Hey man, that was, thanks to hip hop for bringing that, to making that happen. It's just one of those things where you just at the right time, right moment. And I knew that, we just had to make it happen for that reason, for people like you, like me, like Paul, guys who grew up with it, that would enjoy to see him on here and just dive into the whole history of it. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that?
He's like a big comic fan. I mean,
right. You know what I mean? He's such a big comic head. But Matt, once again, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate what you're doing, and don't stop, brother. Catch you on the next one.
You guys take care.
Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Peace. But yeah, man, it's definitely, about investing. I know that's definitely a way to invest, when it comes to NFTs. And yeah, man, I think it's right on par.
So he said, it's really no different than stocks, because stocks aren't
right.
physical.
Exactly. It's buying, sell, trade.
Like a theoretical piece of like a company or a product. So
correct. No different. You know what I mean? So
I guess I would say it's a little different though, right? Because it is. NFT comic, there's nothing that's like physical. So if I buy stock in Apple, the stock is not physical per se, but the company, what they produce,
it is physical.
The phones, like at some point, it becomes a real product that people can invest in.
Exactly.
Like a digital version of a comic. I don't know how that's
so true. You hit it right there, man. That definitely made a good point there. And I agree, man. I definitely agree. It's just it's one of those things where are you a gambling man or not, or like like you said, you know, do I want to spend this type of money? Can I get money out of it? As Matt said, at this moment they're working on it, which is cool. You know what I mean? Like here, like Justin said, eventually you will be able to get cash. That's great. You know, if you could get cash out of it, that's cool. You know, definitely, you know, but like it just
eventually we'll have flying cars too.
Right, eventually. You know what I mean? But who knows how long?
Why would this whole system be set up and all in place
before you're able to get
you
money
can't
out
really
of it?
get no scratch out of it yet, you know?
Right. So that was like the hook and bait, you know what I mean?
Putting the cart before the horse, I guess.
Right, exactly. So that's one way of
invest
looking
in
at
this product, make money, but you can't really get that money yet.
Right.
Hold that thought. We're coming back. We're working on it.
We'll come back to it. But hopefully, you know, your value of your NFT holds by the time we get there. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. You know, if your NFT, like let's say with Matt, hopefully it does stay there for him so he could get his money. But it's
like at that price point though, right? Like $3 or $4. Why not?
Right. You just like, fuck it, I'll buy it. You know, what up, Dave?
Oh, I can buy this thing for $3. Sure, why not? It's Marvel related. Like I'm a sucker. I buy all kinds of Marvel watch bands or whatever it is, you know. So if someone said you can get this, well, if they called it NFT, I would tune them out. But if they told me I could buy some kind of digital Marvel thing, whatever, for $3, I might do it.
Yeah, that's the NFT, right? Exactly. If you could put a price on something nostalgic in your life, and someone said that they'll buy it off you, that's an NFT. It's one way of looking at it for sure. You know, it's just that you have it. The bottom line for NFT is like going back to what, you know, Scheme was saying, where it's generally somewhat like stock, you know, where you buy something that's, you know, to a point that's, you know, it's virtual. Obviously 100% it's virtual. So that's the part that gets to me. It's the whole virtual thing, because like you were saying with stock, at least you have a real company, you know what I mean? You know, it's physical. But with this is virtual. You know what I mean? And I actually asked the guy, and I said, hey, let me ask you this, the guy from work, that he's really what he does stocks, he does all this stuff. So I said, all right, so it's about blockchains, right? And so if let's say the system crashes, right? Everything crashes, you know, all internet drops, everything, servers go out. He was saying, well, there's still a way that they'll survive, because all you need is a certain percentage of the NFT to rebuild it, or the blockchains, should I say, to rebuild itself and still retain that information. So it would never really, I was like, okay, that's one way, but that's still, you know, a gamble in a sense. You know, let's see what Scheme's saying. He's saying, let's play devil's advocate. Downloading a game for your Nintendo Stitch. Once that platform is no longer supported, your game disappears. Exactly.
That kind of goes back to what he was saying earlier about like the VHS and DVDs, you know, because the streaming service, or even if I had a guy, he told me that years ago when I was like, you know, I bought a digital version of whatever, some Marvel movie that had come out. This was like probably 10, 12 years ago. I didn't go buy the Blu-ray. I didn't go buy the DVD. I was lazy. I just bought it at home on my TV. And this guy was like, yeah, but what are you going to do if, like basically that platform disappeared, or that streaming service, or that digital provider when it goes out of business, you know, because back then that's when those companies were kind of, you know, Enron and all that stuff way back in the day, you know, all those big companies were collapsing. So it's like, it's not something that's impossible. And I was just like, I don't know, I guess I'll be out my $20 or whatever it was, you know, I didn't really think of it much, but I guess the same thing with the game, right? I mean, what good's the game if the platform to play it on is not viable,
doesn't exist anymore, right? So it's the same thing with this, you know what I mean? And it's very viable to happen, you know what I mean? Especially, you know, the way things are now, you know, and with hackers and all this stuff, and just
they'll probably come out with a new platform and be like, for an extra $10, your old game you bought digital will be able to play on this platform, you know, for only a $10 upgrade, right?
Or subscription.
Especially if it's Nintendo, because Nintendo's all about that money.
You know, here we go. Oh, we got a discussion here. See, this is why we got, he's saying negative, you know, because you could create an emulator to play that game if the data is still available. Goes back now we could play that game where it could say, well, what if that data isn't available anymore? You know what I mean? So then now that's the other side of it. You know,
that's what Hyper said, you know, he talks about comicsology like that too, right? You don't really own that book. You're just owning the ability to read it digitally. But if that goes away, That's why you go out and you just get your real copies and you give them a read. You know what I mean? But if you only got it on that platform,
stuff, guys,
what you're gonna do? You're gonna be asked out, right? So
exactly,
it's that fine line, man, that we always kind of talk about on your show. You know, with these kind of topics, it's always about the people looking for money and investing, and people who want to collect and read and collect the books and, you know, and own them. So it's like that fine line. I feel like this is almost like the excuse me, the what do they say, the fulcrum. It's like right where it meets, man. It's like, you know, what are we gonna do? What's up, chef? We're gonna collect real books, or we're gonna play around with digital, I don't know, copyrights and, you know, permissions,
trademarks, or whatever you want to call
all
it.
this bullshit.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
you know,
that's not common.
We got somebody backstage, but we're just gonna keep him backstage a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Nah, he suffered enough on Justin's show. Let's bring him on in. What's going on, my brother?
And that's an endless suffering train over there at the Justin No Good Comics channel. I'll tell you right now.
I know, right? John, talk to me. Let's go.
I'm going to bring a kid perspective to this because that's what I do. I love that you guys are talking about this because I think a ton of people in my generation are like, what the F is this? This is ridiculous. This is stupid. You're throwing in money. I love that Paul brought up the digital copies of movies and how people were like, what do you, I had people tell me the same thing. And I love collecting DVDs. I'm like, I want the hard copy of that shit too.
Yeah, man.
I will say the art teacher at my school was talking about her students and talking about her children, her children who are a little older than elementary school age, and how they're into this stuff. And there's a whole other side where you're like, yeah, maybe I don't want it, but that doesn't mean there's not a market for people who are going to continue to want it, where the kids are like, oh, I know, I love this graphic design artist and he's got all these NFTs that he sells. I love the little characters that he draws, whatever. And for them, it's like crack. They're collecting this like amazing, oh, I want one. I need to have one. And for them, there's a collectability that for you and I is like, no way, right?
Right. It makes total sense what you're saying, because it's
some of it's generational.
This computer age, you know, and the virtuality and the virtue of it, it is tailored to the youth. It is tailored to the younger generation more than it is for us, in the sense that they're more susceptible to accept it because this is brand new to them. You know, they don't know nothing else other than that. You know,
for them, it's not necessarily like, I want to make money off this. I'm going to make $500 off of this. It's more like, I just want to have one and be able to tell my friends I've got one. You know, whatever it is, whoever the artist is, or the character they're drawing, or whatever, there is a collectability side that's not an investment side for them. And just because it's virtual, they could care less. That element is you and I. Like, we are like, I want to hold the DVD. I don't necessarily want to hope that the company exists in 10 years.
Right.
Their attitude is totally opposite. They just want to have one, and there's a cachet to being like, I got one.
I know, but that's funny though. You're like, they want to have one, but
you don't really have one.
They're not really having anything.
That's their understanding.
But, I mean, look at the whole metaverse thing with everything, where people now are literally spending real cash on buying property and homes and all this in a fucking virtual world.
Well, but but I want to be next to Snoop Dogg too, right? We all want to be next to Snoop. Did you hear about that guy? He dropped like $1 million to be next door to Snoop Dogg in virtual reality.
Oh man, you know, it's getting out of control. You know, and I just want to.
Fool and his money are soon potted. So
exactly.
But for me, I do feel like there is an element where it's like, I could conceive of these things continuing to maintain some value as this generation grows up and gets some adult money, and they're like, oh, I have
it's gonna have to wait until these kids actually get their own money.
It's a long term versus short term, right? I think, and that's to the point of not being able to even cash out at this point.
Like, exactly. You can't even cash out,
especially at that entry level. Like, he was a cup of coffee. I mean, for $3 or $4, you know, rolled it.
You buy it. Why not? You know what I mean? But now it's like, okay, it's worth $600, but I can't cash out. You know, and hopefully when that is available, it still retains that value. You know what I mean? It doesn't fall or something else. You know what I mean?
It's down to the cup of a coffee and a donut.
Right. It goes down to exactly. You know,
my man Dave Thomas. I'm talking about that book tonight. I'm talking about that book. We're gonna break it down on No Good, or my channel. Sorry, in about
it'll be on your channel.
That stellar cover and
this amazing piece of artwork. Absolutely.
You know, man, people always. It's like exactly
we need an NFT of that cover. I think
there you go. Right? There's an NFT for you. I mean,
wow.
in truth, I mean, I get it's just insanely busy, but like, look at all the goodness on there. You got Mystique's first cover appearance,
right.
You
I
got
like it.
Brotherhood of
I'm
Evil
not,
Mutants.
I'm
Underrated
not a
too.
hater.
I don't
I'm not
think
a
people
hater. I
realize
like
that's
it.
her.
I like it.
And you got Madeline Pryor's first appearance in here too.
But
He's just little Madeline Pryor.
But when you compare that cover to the interior, whoo,
there you go.
Michael's, oh my God, he killed it.
He lighted it up.
He lit that one up, man.
Yeah,
I think that was one of the most hardest panels, man, that I've seen in many a years, man. Like next to Jim Lee and Todd, and man, he really blew that one out. But let's get back to these NFTs. And John, I just have to say that T-shirt makes you look so much more handsomer for some reason.
I can flex the.
I don't know what it is
here.
about it, but something about it just makes you look so much more handsomer today.
I had to go with Joker purple. That's my,
I love it. I love it, man.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce out. I appreciate the conversation.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you.
I'm excited to be back here and get a little drunk next week.
Yes, we're definitely going to talk about that before I end the show. Definitely going to let the people know about it.
Awesome.
For next week. Cool. But John, as you already know, I'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy, John.
But yeah, guys, I mean, that's exactly what John was saying, which is something that I had in my back of my mind. This is, you do have a market, and it's these kids, you know what I mean? Where
but it's funny though, he says that, and I agree with that, and that may be his experience now that I'm thinking of it a little bit more. But we're on IG. We see the people posting about it. They're not kids.
They're not kids. Exactly. Well, now you're looking at it. To me, I see that as FOMO. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it is. No doubt. Those are the same guys that I bet got a bunch of slabs. They got a bunch of
that's
hot books.
You know,
they don't really have any. They don't have like a collection, so to speak. They just got a short box of slabs and hot books and NFTs.
Yeah, definitely. Like. That's why, Paul, I'm glad John jumped on, because that kind of gave a little perspective to it. And that end where, when you deal with these children, to them, that's all they know. You know what I mean? It's, there's no, how can I say, like how we see it, we grew up without the internet, the internet came in like, halfway through our lives. So, but for them, that's all they know. And to them, the virtual world is real to them. You know what I mean? It has some type of reality base, in their minds, where to them that's like, yo, that's the shit right there. I want to get that, and of course to us, we laugh at that, like, come on now, especially the fact that you can't even cash out on that right now. You know what I mean? And of course, eventually, but who's to say when that's going to happen? Yeah,
eventually, maybe.
Exactly.
Eventually, what was it? Beta? Remember when Blu-rays came out? There was
he's right. It didn't start with kids. No, it didn't.
It didn't.
But the kids
remember
are the
when
Blu-rays
came out. There was 2 HD DVD formats that came out. I forget what the other one was. It might have just been called HD DVD. I think it was by Sony. Oh no, Sony did Blu-ray. Anyway, I remember there was 2 at one point. You could either buy the Blu-ray or the I may be messing the name up, but it was another high definition format of disc. And obviously Blu-ray ended up winning out, and that became like the primary format. But at one point there was the 2. So if you invested heavy or if you bought a lot of those other
that's
ones,
just the thing. All right,
can't even get the player anymore.
See, Matt, this is what I'm talking about. Like you're saying, it's to kids, it's a platform. No, I understand that, it's to own a book. You're not getting the book though. That's just the thing. You're not getting the book though. That's the whole point.
HD, that's it. Yeah.
Which one?
I mean, that's why even John was like, own. It's like, well, but you're not really owning it,
You're not owning it. You're not really owning it. You know what I mean? You're just borrowing it for now.
So these people who have these HD DVDs, like, so what do you watch that on? Do you have a player for it? Because I mean, obviously you can't go to the store and buy an HD DVD player anymore. I don't think so.
On eBay, probably you'll find one.
Yeah, one just one out of the other. So everybody keeps saying, you can't cash it out now or this and that. And it's like, yeah, but don't always assume you think what's going to happen, because there was people big on Betamax and people big on HD DVDs, and we know where they ended up. So I know it's like a little different thing, but I'm just saying the same kind of cautionary tale, I guess. Don't go. Yeah, Blu-ray is outdated. You're right, because now it's 4K and stuff. Now you just buy the digital 4K version and you're all set.
Yeah, man. And I see this happening with NFTs.
Well, he says neither were good to buy. I still wouldn't mind watching a Blu-ray. A Blu-ray would be cool for me. I'm old. My eyes ain't that good.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
I can't tell the
these
difference between a
young
Blu-ray and
whippersnappers.
4K and all the
You
rest of
know,
this bullshit.
but
It all
no,
looks the same.
yeah, man. I really see. I don't. You know, I don't know. I don't trust in the longevity of it in that sense. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I feel about it. But yeah, but real quick, guys, being that I have you guys here now, and before I keep losing my voice, excuse me. Next week it marks the 52nd episode of Comic Relief. Oh, look at this guy.
I got you, so.
It's so right. I had no idea. I just bought it. It's
Still
still cellophane wrap. These. But next week, guys, it's gonna be my 1 year anniversary of doing the show. It's episode 52. You know, and it's gonna be a great show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a lot of people on the panel. We're gonna be hanging out, getting drunk, doing trivia. We're gonna have, you know, little giveaways and stuff. And yeah, man, you guys are more than welcome to hang out with us. It's probably gonna be like a 2-hour show where we're just gonna go over stuff, just talk about the show and everything and where we've been at, where we're going. And yeah, man, I hope you guys could come and hang out with us next week. I'm gonna have a lot of great people hanging out with us on the channel. And it's just gonna be a night to just hang out, have a good time, party with the people, and chop it up, man. You know, we got the homeboy Rage up in here. What's going on, Rage? And we got Soul in here.
Hey, how's it going, gents?
What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
What's the word?
What's up, Soul?
Chilling, Rage, chilling. Good to see you. Good to see you, Stove. Real quick, let's go with Rage. I brought him in first. Rage, let me know what's good, brother. What's your take on it?
NFTs, right?
Yes, sir.
I think people are better off buying a reprint. if you really want to just own a copy of something, at least you can read that. That's my opinion.
I'm with you on that one, brother.
Hell yeah.
Like stocks.
Hell yeah.
No doubt.
I definitely agree. So, what's your take?
So got that AF15 NFT T-shirt.
Yeah, no fucking tape, right?
Exclusive.
We got tape versus no tape.
Tape versus no tape.
Tape versus no fucking tape. Yeah, because you got no tape.
It,
man. Yes.
Yep.
What's
Yeah, I
that,
thought we were talking about
resealable?
NFTs.
Yeah.
Tape versus no fucking tape. I mean, this is how we used to do it.
Right.
You get your tape.
Sit,
Right.
tape.
Now you got your no fucking tapes.
Right.
So, I mean, this is that new shit. Everybody's been switching to these. I don't know. I go back and forth.
Yeah.
Some days I like tape. Some days I like no fucking tape. I don't know, man. You do you. All the kids like the no fucking tapes.
Hey, man. Not for nothing. One time I had Rage. Go ahead. My bad.
Picking back on that, I do feel like most people that are into comics, they either in it for good stories or they're in it for the artwork. Either way, I don't think you're doing yourself any favor getting an NFT. Just either way, I don't think you're doing it right. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree. You know what I mean? And
No doubt.
going back to the no tape and tape. I mean, either way, I've damaged comics either way. You know what I mean? So either way is damaging, however you want to look at it. If you want to go into NFTs, it's all on you, man. We're not.
You got options.
You got many options. You know what I mean?
You got satin. You got the clear. I mean,
you got the blue tape. Yeah.
No. Get out of here with the blue
Right, that
tape.
blue tape. I don't like it either, man. Yeah,
Episode 53, we're going to talk about tape.
too much going on.
Episode 53, we're talking about
We're
tape.
talking about tape. We're gonna have a whole episode on tape. You know what I mean? We're gonna break it down. I'm
going to trigger some people about
I'm
tape.
gonna invest
and what
in
they're
a
doing
clear
wrong.
backboard to put fucking blue tape on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously, we are going to episode 53, 54, maybe 55. I don't know.
We
We're going to talk
might
about
go
tape.
into multiple episodes. Who knows,
It's
man?
gonna be, people are going to get triggered.
Copy. Go with the physical copy. I got
Physical copies, right? Exactly.
No
Let's
doubt,
stick to
brother.
physical.
No
All right,
doubt.
thanks, Rage. Appreciate you.
No, I'm just being an ass.
No, you're not. You're speaking the truth, brother.
I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate.
Rage gonna be
about
selling
tape.
NFTs on Whatnot next
On
week.
Whatnot, he's gonna be there on
kid you,
Friday.
man.
Tomorrow, I forgot. Rage is gonna be on Whatnot selling NFTs. Tomorrow, make sure you tune in.
No, honestly, I don't know anything about NFTs. I hear about them. I hear all this stuff. I'm older. I'm you know, I think the whole thing's hokey, you know, but I like my physical comics. I like I'm saying, you know, DVDs, you know.
Man. You know, like I said, you know, this whole NFT thing is a money game. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, you know.
What
And
is it, though?
if you want to play that money game and be a part of that and investing, whatever, it's no, I see it as just another form of just investing and trying to flip that make money. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
It's just like you're not really buying the rights to something. Like you
No,
know, you're
you're
talking
borrowing
about buying an NFT of a cover.
Right.
You don't own the cover.
No.
So it's not like I can buy an AF15 NFT and be like, hey, you used a picture of AF15 on your website. You got to pay me for that.
You got to pay me for that, right?
Like, no, it doesn't work like that. So it's like,
right.
So what is the real asset here? Like,
oh man,
I got one.
It's all
up here, brother.
Yeah. It's like not real. It's not reality.
Not real,
it's like,
man. It's not real. You know, and that right there alone just has me like, you know, that's why I can't fuck with it, because it's not real, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stay away from it.
Yeah.
When I was trying to look into it a little bit, though, I was reading that I guess like Frank Miller, I guess he did some NFTs from Sin City, and somehow or some way, whatever, he sold something. It was like 800 grand. Said he's made $1 million.
Hey,
yeah, because it's Frank Miller.
Good for him,
Frank Miller.
No, but still, I wouldn't pay $8 for it. You know
well,
what I mean?
you have people,
I love Frank Miller, but come on,
right?
now.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the hype, the fact that Frank Miller made something of NFT that somebody already was chasing NFTs, and they hear about, oh, Frank Miller did it. You know what I mean? I'll pay whatever it is to get that. You know, because I could say I have a Frank Miller, because it's all to say I have a Frank Miller NFT, especially if you're spending hundreds of grand on it. You really think you're gonna flip that?
Here's my trouble. Morb, Paul, check this out. I just bought a Mike Plug NFT. I spent $800,000 on it.
Word up, man. Your shirt is worth more than an NFT right now, man, if you ask me.
But for real though, like, if I did, like, dude, I spent $800,000 on a Mike Plug NFT today. Like, you probably just lost a little respect.
So I didn't know you had $800,000 like that.
$800,000. I had a lot better things I could buy than a digital thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, screenshot and look at it whenever I want.
I'd be worried my friends would make fun of me for it. Honestly.
Right.
That's why bigger, because they're gonna be like, you're an idiot. You paid what for what?
If you really think about
and
it,
you know what?
Right?
And that's why I wanted to have people on here, you know, that do buy, just to get their take on it, you know, and there's no, hey, if that's you, this is us, this is how we do. You know, but so appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for hopping on.
Always happy
you already
to be
know.
here.
Catch you on the next
one.
Brother.
Sounds good.
Saturday? Yes, no.
No, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna skip it. Yeah, I got too many big conventions coming up and all that fun shit. So
you said you're going to WickedCon?
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to WickedCon.
Right?
Yeah, WickedCon.
You doing Little Giant?
I don't know if I'm going to Little Giant. What did I have here? I had WickedCon, Garden State Comic Fest, Terrificon, Baltimore Comic Con, and Fan Expo Boston. Those are the big ones I was looking at.
Got his itinerary out. He's ready to roll.
Hey, they're starting to release names. So
there you go.
Cool.
But hey,
brother.
Have a good evening, folks.
You too,
I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Thanks for hopping on, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Later,
yeah. No, man, Matt. No, we get it, brother. We get it. Does create false scarcity and creates a false sense of demand. Thus price, of course, definitely, man. We know you're not defending it. No, not at all, brother. It's just the reality of it, right?
I just feel like it's digital, though, right? So scarcity, they could just
you could create the scarcity of it,
right? Or whatever.
Right, it's not a printed copy where we printed 1,000 copies of these, and that's why it's scarce, because at that time it wasn't selling, so they didn't put it out as much.
Put them in their pockets,
right? People fucked them up, you know. So that is actual true scarcity. But when it comes to these NFTs, you could create that scarcity. You know, you create that supply and demand, which is, you know, the hustle. You know, the hustle.
But then later on, though, what if they release more? Then now it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
They're not making any more X-Men 12s. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. But guys,
65 anyway.
We hit the hour mark. Thank you so much for hanging in. Appreciate everybody who jumped on. Appreciate everybody who was here with us hanging out. Once again, I was under the weather, man. Right before the show, I had 100-degree fever, and then so trust me, man. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there and dealing with it. Actually, I was dealing with it, but you know,
Good job, brother.
But yeah, man, it's not easy, but you got to keep the show going, man. Like I said, man, you just never know what could have happened. I could have passed out. I could have thrown up. You just never know. Anything could have happened on Comic Relief. But yeah, man, once again, great show. Thank you to everybody who was hanging out with us. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody who's catching the replay right now. Yeah, man. And next week, like I said, you don't want to miss out. We're going to have a lot of great people hanging out with us here on the show. I'm going to be sending a few invites. I'm not trying to get too crazy, of course, because I want to make sure I give people a chance to come on and hang out with us. And Drake, we're going to have trivia. Like I said, we're going to have some guests coming on. And yeah, we're just going to have a fun night, man. Just hang out with me and just celebrate this 1 year anniversary. You know, I never thought I'd get here, and I'm here, man. You know, so I definitely want to thank you guys and give back that love, you know, next week, man. But yeah, once again, Paul, appreciate you for always coming out, hanging through.
Always, brother.
Shout out to everybody once again. And I think it's time to get out of here, man. I think I need some Dayquil right now, man. I'm feeling it, brother. All right, man. Y'all be good. Peace.